I actually believe that if he could, the President of the United States would paint racist graffiti on the walls of the White House. One of the most interesting things for me out of the turbulence of the last several days was the suggestion on the part of a number of Democratic Congresspeople that a panel of psychiatrists and psychologists should be struck in order to evaluate the mental health of the president. As you may know, there's a group of psychiatrists who believe that he's a narcissistic sociopath. On the other hand, there are a number of gerontologists who got together to look at the speech patterns of the last 20 years and came to the conclusion that there had been such a decline in Trump's speech that he was likely suffering from some encroaching dementia. Now, whatever the condition, pathology, disease, it's really important to understand what is happening in order to know how to respond, not just within the United States and Canada, but internationally. The immediate Pavlovian response is understandable, the rage, the anger, the protests, the demonstrations, the petitions. But I've always believed, however admirable that may be, that there's something missing. And what's missing is the political mobilization. There has to be a constituency of support at the grassroots level to take on the midterm elections next year and turf the Republicans out of control of Congress. And it can be done. It's there to be done. And if the progressive Democrats and the women's movement and the Black Lives Matter movement could come together in order to achieve a political revolution next year, then it would completely frustrate Trump. It would paralyze Trump. And as a matter of fact, it would even begin to reverse the regulatory damage that has been done on everything from environment and energy to public health. But of course, it may not just be Trump, because the whole Republican Party has now seemingly embraced a neo-fascist gestalt. And they too, at the state level as well as the federal level, have to be dealt with. I miss these things, but I was astounded to realize that 33 state legislatures are in the grip of the Republican Party, and that represents more than 60% of the American population. Of course, we may be helped along the way. I'm taping this on the morning of Friday, August 18th, and I have learned that Tony Schwartz, the fellow who actually wrote The Art of the Deal because Trump couldn't get his act together, Tony Schwartz says that Trump will be out within the next 6 months, that he will resign in exchange for immunity around prosecution for the links with Russia. One can but dream. I'm going away for a couple of weeks, part vacation, part travel. I'll be back in early September. And that was last week. I'm Stephen Lewis.